Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. Back to do a quick response to the one and only Chris Propfe. He put up a thread about 2 or 3 days ago and wanted to kind of jump on board. And yeah, really cool thread, kind of a nice, simple, right to the point type, which is always nice. But yeah, definitely want to jump on board. And again, if for some reason you do not know Chris, you're not familiar with his channel or anything like that, definitely someone you should be watching here in the VC. So that's why I went through the trouble to leave that nice little link down below. Go check out his channel, go subscribe to his channel, and jump on board this thread. But simply put, he wanted us to do a singer-songwriter thread where we just kind of shared some singer-songwriters. And one thing he kind of pointed out, which I think is always a good thing, is that oftentimes when we say singer-songwriter, the first thing that a lot of our minds, I know mine, tends to jump to is 60s, early 70s acoustic guitar, just some of those very, very what I label as almost traditional, stereotypical singer-songwriters. But it really is kind of anyone that writes their own stuff and sings their own stuff. I mean, when you really get down to it. So I tried to pick maybe a little bit of a mixture here. I didn't go anywhere kind of crazy, but yeah, here we go. Here's just some that came right to mind when I was thinking about doing this. So we'll start off with this 2008 release, which is Jason Mraz. This is We Sing, We Dance, We Steal Things. Kind of a fun little light record. Of course, he had the big hit I'm Yours off of this. But yeah, definitely one I think kind of fits into this category. Move this over here. And then, I mean, definitely kind of a big one on the list, the one and only, sorry about the glare there, Mr. Neil Diamond. This is the jazz singer, just an absolute fantastic soundtrack. Fell in love with this very early. I mean, I know I told this story a number of times in the VC before, but it seemed like when I was in junior high, high school, when I really didn't know Neil Diamond at all, if I ever stayed home sick with a cold or the flu or something like that, it seems like this movie always came on cable and I always caught it. And I had no idea about the plot or anything like that. All I know is when I caught it, and I didn't know where I was in the movie when I caught it, I had to sit there until the very end to watch him sing America, because it just used to blow me away even as a kid. And of course I grew up and learned more about him, but the soundtrack here basically plays like a greatest hits for him. Love on the Rocks, Hello Again, America, Amazed and Confused, Summer Love, another fantastic one, Hey Louise, You Baby, just all kinds of great stuff on this album. Absolutely love it. So Neil definitely goes in that category. And another artist that, again, I think is one of the epitome of this kind of topic, and it's just one that I've mentioned, I think again, that I've just fallen so in love with over the past year and a half or 2 years. I've known him forever. Of course, I've listened and I knew the songs or whatever, but I just connected with Jim Croce in a way over the past year and a half or so that I'm not sure why, but just totally fell in love with him on another level. And so again, that's one you guys know very well that I don't have to, say much about. Fantastic, legendary artist. Another one that, especially since he's passed away, might have gotten forgotten about a little bit, but Elliot Smith is another one I think that definitely would fall into this category. This is the album Either Or from 1999, I think this came out. Another good album, and definitely one of those artists too, I think, where you kind of love him or hate him. His voice and his delivery and everything is kind of one I think that either it gets you and touches you, or it's like, what in the world is that kind of thing. But yeah, I definitely love him, and I actually discovered him through through the movie Good Will Hunting, because there's a number of different tracks in that movie that were Elliot Smith, actually off of this album. Good Will Hunting is what led me to this album. But really fantastic stuff. And I remember the song on the movie that got me the most was actually there's a number of them on here. But Angelus, I think, was probably the one that like really stuck out to me in the movie, and I was like, I want to get that, I gotta get that, and that's definitely off of this one here. So very, very cool album, cool artist. And I got just 3 more here. Let's go with one that's kind of a given. I feel like it's almost just totally wrong to have this conversation without throwing in someone like Joanie Mitchell. And this is Blue Highlights, which was a RSD release. Very, very great sounding pressing. I was really, really impressed with this. But yeah, I mean, Joanie is Joanie. You guys know, she's arguably one of, if not the queen of this conversation, this topic. And then Glenn Hansard. This is Between Two Shoes. I'm sorry, Between Two Shoes. Between Two Shores. Where did I get shoes from? Really cool album by him. This came out in 2018. I guess he's an Irish singer. Originally was the lead singer of is it The Frames, I think was the name of the group. But I really didn't discover him until his solo stuff. So I'm not that familiar with the Frames works. But yeah, again, another really cool artist. Another great one to check out. My favorite song off of this is probably the song "Why Woman." I think that's a really, really cool song. Kind of has a folkish thing, a little bit of an R&B thing, and then also a singer-songwriter kind of thing. It's a really cool track. It's the first one that kind of drew me into him when I heard it. So yeah, another cool one there. And then last but not least, maybe we don't think about singer-songwriter as much when we think about going over to the like R&B and soul side of things, but obviously there's tons of them over there. And I think one of the greats is the one and only Curtis Mayfield. I mean, just so many things that he wrote back in the day that's just absolutely fantastic. You could also maybe go into someone like Isaac Hayes, who wrote for Stax Records. So not only did Isaac Hayes write so much of his own stuff, but he wrote so much of everyone else's stuff too. Him and Porter. But yeah, again, Curtis Mayfield, just again one of the absolute legends. I think I showed, yeah, my recent finds video of the day. I showed this right here, which is the Impressions, and Curtis Mayfield. That's the group he was in kind of before his big solo career started going into the 70s. But yeah, absolute great artist. A lot of people are probably going to know him through, soundtracks like Superfly and stuff like that, which of course is just like legendary. But I think overall, song for song, this is definitely my favorite album by Curtis. There's No Place Like America Today. Just amazing stuff on here, like So in Love, Jesus, Hard Times. Just such a great album that captures the times. Really, really great stuff. So highly recommend this if you're not familiar with it. But anyway, so there you go, Chris. Those are a few of my singer-songwriters that I like. As always, VC, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.